How y'all doing out there? This is Nico B, and this is the Black Effect Enterprise, coming with an episode of the Black Effect. We recently, man, we noticed all. Have you just noticed that there's been an agenda to effeminize black boys? I mean, there's an agenda right now. I mean, it's just the wickedness of the world, the systems of the world. These systems of the world are ran by a sinister being. You call him, we call him Satan, the devil. If you can't tell that the world is becoming more increasingly wicked, falling from further from morals and value and traditional values, then you're being blind. But there is increase. I am black and I'm in the community. I'm seeing an increasing number of effeminized black boys. And I'm seeing the things that are causing this. It's like A begets B. The Lord gives you the tenets and the rules in the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. That's the acronym I use for the book. I like that acronym because all of those tenets in the Bible, those laws that were for the Hebrews and for the Israelites, and the the laws that God had for you to live by morally, those things haven't changed. And those things are for the harmony of the earth, for the harmony of all human beings. You got not for some to be over here suffering, then some to be over here living in luxury and in abundance. You understand? So we have to address these things, but we don't want to touch on this, in the community. Matter of fact, we don't, we already know that a lot of young boys grow up without fathers in the black community, and that's not a good thing. I mean, we already know it's not at this point in time, it's to blame. Both parties are to blame. Now, if the man leaves because he can't, I hear women saying all the time, if it's toxic or this relationship is bad, then it's not good to be in for the child. A lot of women but let's be honest, we finding out the truth. It's most women that leave their relationships. Like a dude will be there, throughout it. No, it's the women who will be up and look, I gotta go. And okay, if that's what you choose to do. But if you're gonna go raise your kid, I don't advise raising a young son without a strong man around or without a family. You understand? Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? You can't do all of that as a woman. You can't. You can't do all and you have a lot of black men we have a lot of affluent black men who play sports. They may do music. Listen to them. They raised by single mothers. But if they make decent money, man. Some of them are millionaires. You know what I'm saying? It's some dudes who raised by single mothers who is a billionaire. Who's billionaires. It's but if you look at their mannerisms, they still emotionally, they still missing certain things. They still missing key elements, or they had to go learn that element in the streets. That's the only, and they had to do that. That's basically God himself, God in men. Some of them had to learn it from how to be men from God himself. Be getting in the Bible. They coaches. Some of them taught as black men. Some of us had coaches, football coaches, basketball coaches, sports that people in sports, men in sports who taught us how to be men, leaders. Taught us how to have that mentality of a man. You understand? That comes with a lot. A woman can't teach you how to do that. Again, God himself will have to come in. But now it's there's a complaint about the shortage of men, of real men out here. But then you have them being produced and celebrated. When you look at, you have black women who will want to shame men for being gay at one point in time. And then in turn, kick it with gay men all day. Kick it with them, encourage them. How you going to encourage that behavior? You shouldn't have black women following suit of the Caucasian race or following suit of, the Western society, I would say, and letting your kid dictate, letting your young boy dictate his sexuality at before he's 18 or 21. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna act like you care about kids, well, act like kids need to stay in the child. Act like children need to stay in the child's place until they of age, which means they don't know. Like children don't know what they want to do. They might think they Batman one day. You understand? You're not finna give them a batarang or a grappling hook. You know what I'm saying? And just go and put a big old vest on them and then send them out. You're not gonna do that. So why would you let your boy tell you that, you know what I'm saying, at 12 years old, 10 years old, that he's gay? He don't know nothing about that. Or that he a girl, and you let him putting on, and you start letting him putting on dresses and stuff. You start pulling the Dwayne Wade. Quit playing. Like that's craziness, man. You should uphold the traditional standard of life. But I understand that America itself has pulled so far away from the Lord, pulled so far away from what I said, the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth, the things that are harmonious for human life. Like I said, at the end of the day, these people don't even care about, a lot of people are selfish. They don't even care about the next generation or the generation down the line. They really don't. You can only imagine how this stuff is going to look 10 years down the line for young black boys, man. And for young boys, period. You understand? With all this gender stuff, if you don't start pushing back now as a black man, this is where you should be up on the front lines of these type of things, these issues. Not worrying about, and black women, you should be on the front line of these type of issues. You understand? These are your children. These are your boys. But see, again, you will allow them to be effeminized, used by this society. A lot of you, not all black women. Some black women will fight tooth and nail just like the man will. They real with it. Some black women is real cutter women, like, women of the Lord. And they don't, if they son was to come out effeminized, they would feel like they failed. They will feel, they will feel like they failed, and their father will feel like they failed. It is what it is. That's just how it is. You can't change. That's how some people think. The same way you think what you doing is right, which is not, I don't understand how these things can, you see a person, like I said, you would allow a child. You could think that you allow a child who can't even drink, who you wouldn't allow to make adult decisions, otherwise, you allow them to go get hormone blockers, start basically and wearing your clothes, wearing the opposite sex's clothes, and basically playing make-believe. You would allow, and then want us to, in the whole world, to play along with them, or to acquiesce to every pronoun and things that everybody want to be caught, man. And you don't understand the floodgates that you open. You understand? But these things, Satan is going to take this to his fruition. He is the owner of this earth. He is giving dominion over here. You understand? And as long as you want to play his game, you go right along, man, because you finna see things get a lot worse. It's not going to get better. You finna see, that's why you see all this subliminal homosexual stuff put in children's programming. Man, I see that. And that's why you got to police what your children watch. You got to police it hard. You got to, you really got to, in this day and age, you really have to police what your children watch, how they, what they listen to, the teachings that they get. You have to be a parent. That's all. You have, if you want kids, like the Lord tells you in the Bible, woe to those who are having children in this day and age, because it's going to be a hard job. Children going to turn on their parents. You have children who turn on their parents right now. They sell their parents under the bus. They ungrateful. They really just, they have total different ideologies than their parents. They look at their parents as the enemy. It's some white kids who look at their parents as the enemy. It's some, it's black kids who, like, now they gonna grow up, and if they have any traditional parents or anything like that, they gonna look at them as the enemy. If because if they get brainwashed by this evil Western society, this thing that that don't want to solve any problems anymore, We just want to let people just do everything. You understand? We don't want to give advice, nothing to help, to make people better. No, we just let them spiral. You look at this, the guy Ezra Miller. You know how many kids watch this, like the Justice League, man? I know my little nephew, man, he like the Teen Titans. So it's like, look at the antics that this man is doing. Like, as you shouldn't allow that to be going on. You wouldn't allow a black dude to do that. You shouldn't allow those type of antics to, and I don't know, maybe you would, maybe Hollyweird would, but don't nobody want to see the Flash doing this in real life. Like, to be a superhero, should be like playing in sports. Niggas say what they want about black men and their character, but they seem to be conducting themselves, for the most part, the black men in football and all of these sports that I can name, soccer, whatever you name, basketball, black men, who dominate these sports, for the most part, they keep their nose clean. Those black men don't do nothing. Those are clean, like your Colin Kaepernicks. He don't do nothing. You understand? But people, he still will get lumped in the group of, at the end of the day. And that's what racism does. Racism is alive and well. And it's a lot of it is in black people itself. It's like on autopilot. It's a spirit now. You understand? And like I said, the spirit of racism and white supremacy runs deep here in America. You understand? The sins of the fathers. The Lord knows about that. You understand? The Lord is punishing America right now. America's being punished. You seeing, like I said, you seeing families just be destroyed. Like, the family values out the window. And that's a sad thing from this country, the God in God we trust on the money. That's supposed to be a blessed country. But look at the people. It's the people. But the boys, man, the young black boys, they're being attacked on all sides. You could just imagine, and they need protection, man. You need more. That should be more the focus of the brothers, man. To be mentoring young black boys, getting them right, making sure they're on the right path, helping out them, if it's a single mother around, going around giving up, helping them out if they need it, but making sure that they raising them boys right. You understand? Making sure that those ain't no one of them type of women. Man, we gonna have to come up with a name for these type of women, and lump them all in one group. You know what I'm saying? For these Jezebels, man. Make sure she ain't no that the Lord already gave it to you. Make sure she ain't no Jezebel. And in the black community, make sure she not one of them closet white supremacists, man. Like one of them you just unzip her skin, man, and she just a Karen, bro. You just unzip her skin as a black woman and she's just a Karen. No matter she hood or whatever. She still just you unzip her skin and she just one of them just a white meth addict. You understand? And I'm serious. You just zoop and she nigger. Like that's who she is. Like in her soul. And I'm talking about a black woman. Yeah. That's the truth, man. I mean, so but that's what the brothers should be focusing on, man. We should be, and I mean, that's our duty, brother. I don't understand. Like I said, I always say, man, I got sons and daughters that it's not even related to me. The Lord has put that on my heart as our commission, bro. That's just what we're supposed to do. And I don't understand, like I said, that there is no excuse for a man leaving his family. To me, like in this day and age in 2000, and now what I say to the brothers, man, in 2022, it ain't even no point for you just to be having no children with these women. You already know what it is now. A lot of y'all niggas got trapped. I mean, a lot of y'all women was doing the most, and a lot of y'all dudes was doing the most. You was too much in love into the coochie, man, and you thought you was gonna keep her, you thought she just looked good, and niggas just wanted to just have a, just like the women, you just want to have a good looking baby, so you sleep with the nigga. I didn't heard it all now, when people just tell the truth. So Niggas need to just stop having kids, man. Stop doing that. Brothers need to just stop having children right now when if you're not established. Same with, don't matter what the woman say, bro. Don't let her dictate nothing. It's too many ways for you to prevent having a child in 2022. And I'm not talking about abortion. I don't believe in that. But it's too many ways to prevent it, brother. Now, me, like I say, is honestly, in hindsight, it's 2020. I say I'm in my 30s now. I say that if you want to deal with women or deal when you're a young man, get you a girlfriend, bro, like a serious girlfriend who down for you and start but really I would say start work on yourself as long as you can. That's why you have these young girls, man. I remember when I was growing up, it was the girls trying to get me out my zone. You feel me? Like, I was too focused on video games and things like that. Like, I could have been like, one of those first black video game developers and stuff like that. Like, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I was in the honor society, so I wasn't a dummy. But my focus, our teacher said the same thing. My focus was everywhere. I didn't have the proper focus. I'm not gonna put my business out there in the streets, but my family, my father was there, but I didn't stay with him. You understand? So it was, and he worked a lot. So but he was there, and he gave me a lot of his impressions, but I just was I was lashing out in different ways, you know what I'm saying? Really trying to uphold these stereotypes, man, of the alpha males in the black community and not paying attention. But I say that to say, these, you could do young black males can do a lot. They just need the proper direction and guidance, man. I mean, that's and somebody who really got the time and wherewithal and the want and the, what I'm saying, and the desire to help them out and to help them, just to point them in the right direction, man. I always say that, and I'm going to be one of those beacons of light, man. That's why I say, if you're a black male, man, you need to be listening to this type of content, letting your cousin listen to this type of content, your nephew, your little get this to your brother, if he playing football, listen to these type of messages, man, before you go to wherever you at, man. You need to be getting to real man energy, man, from the brothers. That's it. Where you get it from other males, you get it from males who didn't live it. Okay, it costs to be the boss. It costs out here. It costs to be a black man. It costs to be a man, but it definitely costs to be a black man. You understand? It's a lot more. You have to maneuver a lot more nuances and things and come from behind, but that's not a problem, whom God gives his hardest battles to his most blessed children. You understand? He gives his hardest battles to his favored children. God has, he shows, that's why I said, because the black man comes with all he saw. Everyone wants to steal from his trend. Everyone wants to steal from him. He creates and cultivates a lot, and it gets stolen a lot. His style, things that he does, things that he's built. But, I digress. I say this, starting from now, 2022 and beyond, the brothers need to just stick together and cultivate what we need to cultivate and move in the I'm gonna say this is the ultimate thing. Get God, the real Jesus Christ, in your life and move, because that's the thing that you're gonna need, the tool you're gonna need to maneuver through everything that you're gonna have to endure. You understand? To ground you in the things you have to endure. And again, ain't no woman gonna be if a woman not listening to God, not gonna be followed by Jesus, not gonna be led by Jesus Christ, she ain't gonna be led by you. So, in part, get some wisdom, dude, because ain't nothing worse than a man who's old and don't have no wisdom, or a man who's older and keep doing the same thing that young guys do. That's, you failed. You don't have anything to impart on the youth. You understand? But that's, where we need to be focusing on moving forward, bro. Keep it and stop worrying about what these women think, bro. That's 101. You understand? We need to be linking up, meaning what you say, saying what you're gonna, doing what you say you're gonna do. For one, the brothers gotta learn to work together. I want to see the brothers I want to see the brothers do one thing, put a plan in fruition and make it happen together. Not individually. I mean together. Yes, I mean it does happen, in small pockets. But I mean, just make it. I want to see this happen no one's ever gonna get together like in a collective. Like I said, people today are wicked. So, for the most part, secular people is just everybody gonna be scattered, and that's how the Lord ordains it. That's just how it's gonna be. But for the brothers who are trying to do something, trying to do the Lord's will for their life, and who are trying to move in a positive light and on an upward trajectory, and who see the logic in the things that I'm saying, we need to, I want to see them link up and get a plan done, to do something greater. It's too many things we could be linking up to do. We should already have our own network. We shouldn't just be dependent on YouTube. It's too much talent. Why is niggas just dependent on YouTube? It's too much talent. We should have our own revolt, our own digital network, something like that. It's a person who could put it together. Dudes can link up together. You know what I'm saying? Pull in this to do this. It don't take much. You understand? But a little bit of work, but a little bit of want. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of desire. That's all. But I kind of got off topic on a rant, man. But all of this is relevant. It all ties in that young black boys need, first of all, they don't need to be being taught how to put on dresses and taught how to put on makeup and stuff like that. Now, don't get me. They need to be taught, first of all, the constructive things. You don't even teach the young black boys. Don't even have the tools to be men and maneuver in the world. You don't even teach them those things because, again, a lot of them raised by single mothers. But you want to teach them how to go out and get boyfriends or something like that, or go out and get a sex change surgery, or take hormones. They shouldn't be worried about all of that. No kid should be worried about that. That's child abuse. America does not care about children. We already know that. Look at how they treat young white children. They'll let those kids, and they have them out there parading themselves around in drag in front of grown men in Speedos. They have these young children basically doing strip drag burlesque shows in front of grown men. We already see how Hollywood exploits children. The subliminals they do. Why do they have all this stuff in Disney and things like that? What's the point? Think about that. But no one bats an eye. In the black community, they just go along with everything. Y'all are not combating that. I don't see the black women standing up combating that in the community as a collective. You understand? I don't see black men doing it as a collective. We need to start doing that. I mean, there's a larger sector of black men doing it than black women, though. You understand? And it need to be more. There need to be more. Niggas don't just be sitting around, waiting for this to blow away or blow over. Don't just be sitting around acting like, oh, it can't be my son, or it can't get to, my nephew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your son, you can have a hand in, raising and rearing to kind of protect from that. But still, if you keep him close, but still, even there's still a possibility that in this society he can deviate, from your care while he's away. Somebody could do something, Lord forbid, these creeps in this society could, all these, try to, and even these women that he, that he get with. Look, niggas pulling a Cardi B on niggas, or, well, that's grown men, but even these, but I'm saying, like, when he's in high school or something like that, you can have people in junior high, you can have these teachers trying to have an influence on him. These teachers try to have too much influence, or people that they watch. Like I said, why are you putting subliminals in television and cartoons? Why are you doing that? You trying to You trying to put these things on their mind. This shouldn't, that shouldn't be the case. That's not fair. That's just not fair to parents. It's not fair to children. But parents, like brothers, you need, as the men, you need to step up. Like, it's time, bro. Like, for your son, like, and what people don't understand is that when it comes to men, man, it's like a deadly alliance when it comes to them and their sons, man. Again, there's a mechanism within nature that causes men to become violent. You understand, when that happens, when their sons are being effeminized, the same way, like, the same mechanism that's in men that causes them to become violent. If, like, say a straight man, someone tries to touch their bottom or something like that, it's a natural reaction for him to become violent. It's just how it is. You try to do that to an animal, a male lion. You go do that to a male lion. Go try to get up behind him and smack him on the bottom or do something like that. I bet you won't do it a second time. But see, we understand that in nature, but we act like we don't understand it in human beings. We want to just rewrite all the code of everything. It don't work that way. You aren't God, man. You understand? But what is this generation going to look like? What is humanity going to look like 30 years from now? If in Sodom and Gomorrah, do you understand that the Lord told you in the Bible that it was the city that was full of gay men? It was a city where most of it said all of the men in that city were burning in their lust for other men. God saw that city as an abomination. When the angels came there, those men were so just ravaged and just incensed in their lust for other men and things like that, they wanted to sleep with the angels. Do you understand? Could you just picture how dysfunctional that society was? It was so dysfunctional that, again, you had angels from heaven come down there, and the men and the boys wanted to come to break down the door. They wanted to break the door down and rape the angels, because the angels came down looking as fair men. You understand? Like real men. Like, just imagine, picture some men you see on TV or something, and this heart throbs. They come down as the angels, and these men they want to sleep with them. They want to break the door down. They want to rape those men. Like, they want to force those men into homosexual sex. Those angels blinded that whole group of men. Blinded them. Bang. Got God's people up out of there, and God destroyed that city. Firebombed it. Boom. Just get them up. Are you crazy? For their crimes, for their sins, for that debauchery, that ordeal right there. You got some black men have mental illnesses right now. Too many mental illnesses to deal with. Homosexuality was classified as a mental illness in the just in the 1970s. I think you can go look that up. That's in the book of psychology. That's in the racket, which I call the racket of psychology, man. Psychiatry, all that's a racket, man. These are mental and spiritual illnesses that the Bible, has already told us about. And the Lord, only God can help cure. He's the only one. He can cure those things. The Holy Spirit can cure those things. There is no cure otherwise. You understand? Nothing but placebos and everything, and you try to plug one hole and then three pop up. But God can cure those things. That's why you see many Christian men who used to be homosexual, or where, again, who would tamper with or mess with, or had the Satan come into their mind early. They learned about sexuality too early. Too many things are these outward factors, the unnatural things. Satan sometimes comes in too to confuse children personally and young people. But you have many Christian men who've been set free from that. You have many men who've been just set free from that spirit. You have secular men who had sex changes, thought they were homosexuals, thought they were whole women, but then woke up one day and realized that was not the case when they got into their right state of thinking, or that's, at least the way that they really wanted to live their life. we need to let these black boys at least have a chance, man. You gotta really like in hip hop, they don't have to, and we need to prevent unhealthy forms of outlets of masculinity. I will say that in turn when we trying to help rear up black boys to be strong men, we don't need to let them gravitate to the streets. That's not where masculinity, that's not what it's about. That's not where it comes from. It's not where real masculinity come from, in jail and things like that. Where growing up, where I used to think it was a badge of honor to go to prison. No, that's where foolish people go. When you get caught. I mean, well, you weren't the best criminal, let's just say. Now, shout out, no disrespect. I mean, I'm pretty sure the dudes in jail will definitely tell you that they made a mistake. That wasn't where they wanted to be. And if you do want to be there, man, I don't even know what to tell you, man. You probably not listening to this video. But we need to deter the young black boys from that and direct them into positive things, man. Positive form. We need positive black leaders, not those who have been robbing the black community, not your Al Sharptons and things like, man, heck no. Now people try to dig up all things about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, bro, and no man's perfect. If you look at all white leaders, any leader, man, Cesar Chavez, anybody, man, you could go on and on, Muhammad, whoever, all of these leaders were flawed. So don't try to come and just demonize. Why do you want to put the black man on the pedestal? Use him on a different scale, like he's the moral. You see him as want him to be the moral standard, but then you don't. It's like, come on, you can't use him. You can't do that. So it's like Malcolm X. These people are good examples, man. Martin Luther King. They did a lot. They've done some things. Like a lot of you people hadn't done nothing. So it's like, we can't you can't criticize nothing unless you've done something. So we need to definitely keep leaders like that and teach the true history of America. Teach them that. But also, man, teach them things like, you ain't gotta. I think, man, you should definitely get your kid involved in some combat. Get him, you should learn some stuff, how to defend yourself, and then teach him how to do that. Teach him how to hunt. Think outside the box. We don't do a lot of things in the black community outside the box because, again, there's not a lot of black fathers, and which is sad, man. That 2022 and beyond, that needs to stop. You can get as much sex as you want, but you ain't need to be dropping babies around her. If you do that, you one of them, and we gonna instantly pinpoint you, dude. Your kids is gonna be your, you know what I'm saying, the thing to tell on you. Cause look at niggas like Stevie J, Benzino. Look at, man, God is reaping what they sow. That's all. You just reaping what you sow, bro. Don't come crying to the brothers. Ain't no GoFundMe for niggas. For the men. Ain't no GoFundMe for men, bro. So, unless you got something wrong with you. But we don't need to let them just look at stuff like that. Yeah, try to mimic them, mimic Future, and nah, man. Men should be right there for you. First of all, your father should be right there, the most impressionable. First of all, your father should be teaching you about the heavenly Father. So you should be Jesus Christ. The Holy Spirit should be guiding you the same way that it did with Samuel, Saul. The same way it did with who am I thinking about her? Solomon. So David. This is how it should be. Your child should be just a salt of the earth, black boy. That's what he should be, and then you should allow him to be. Society won't just leave him alone, so you're gonna have to defend that with your life, if need be. You got to be that type of dad, black man. If you got nieces and nephews, you need to be the same type of way with your nieces and protect them from this culture trying to man, this culture just want to turn your daughter out. Like, I don't even want I'm gonna do a whole video on that. But this culture just want to turn your daughter out. That's what they want to do. You understand? They want to turn them out, up, in every other way. But don't allow that as a black man. You know, any man, don't allow that. Any man shouldn't allow that. I mean, you know, you don't see you get, but see, that's the thing. Like, other races of men understand this. They don't want this for their kids, but they still, it still happens. You know, what I mean, no, let me say, the real men, the salt of the earth men and other races. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a growing group of people who are getting brainwashed by Satan himself and his society into buying into everything, letting their children dictate their everything that they do and the way that they parent, basically letting their children govern themselves. And that's definitely not a group of people we should be acquiescing to or listening to, but you know, it happens. You're gonna get more of them as time grows and goes on. But look, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but look, this video is just important. I have to do this because otherwise anything we gonna be doing and talking about is really for nothing. If you know, we'll be dead and gone, you know, before you know it. Like, this life is quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that I'm old or we're old, but still, like, you know, 60 years can go by like that. What is the world gonna look like? What is your environment gonna look like for young black boys coming in when you're gone, or when you know 100 years from now? 100 years from now, what is it gonna look like? What is it gonna look like is we already see the direction it's moving in for young girls. I don't like the direction that it's moving in, to be honest. You seeing, but I'll get on that in another video. You know, you see videos where the guy got a little girl's, his daughter, like, she's twerking and he throwing money in front of her. Like, where are you? But some people would be like, oh, that's just all in fun. This is the society we live in today. But this is why, you know, it takes righteous brothers to step up and lead like they supposed to. Only righteous brothers should be leading. And I mean leading in their own life. Like, ain't nobody trying to be, you know, your leader or, you know, take me to your leader. This ain't no cult. You understand? I didn't make this channel and make you come here. You don't have to come here. You understand? But if you want to do God's will for your life, and like minds need to link up. Like minds need to get together to be for strength. There's strength in numbers. If you got the same mindset, you got, you know, and if somebody got knowledge that you don't know or that you want, don't be ashamed to get it. That's a problem in the black community too. Another problem. You know, we want to all deviate from everything. And the problem is too, with this homosexuality and effeminizing of the black boys, everybody want to feel special. You know, everybody want, especially, we haven't felt special in the black. We all want to, everyone wants to feel special, but in the black community, we want to be that standout, and, you know, and things like that. So everybody want to be like, the mothers want to be like, my kid is trans or this, and try to feel like, you know, they got this, you know, that they a victim or something like that, or feel like they special. That's basically the sad thing. Some people just brainwashed, man. You know, brainwashed by society, and don't understand the detriment that they causing they black boys. You got too many black boys out here that I see, just every time you listen to them, they voices out, you know, effeminate Antoine, like, you know, sounding like the, you know, the guy off In Living Color, man. Like, it's too many of them. I just keep it, like, that I see, and it's like, man, I know you don't have a father. I know your father not in your life. I know your father, and you just know that. You understand? Like, or like, you just want to ask him, like, what happened to you, bro? That's really what you want to ask him. Like, that's the question. What happened to you? And a lot of times, man, like I said, it's just being raised in this society. But so if you got black boys, bro, it's no excuse for you to be abandoning your family. If you having children, I don't care who, and that goes all across the board. I don't care if you got girls, whatever. If you have children, it's no excuse for you to be leaving your family. None, not one. Otherwise, just don't have no kids or don't engage in the act. The Lord has already given you the parameters and precautions, man. You understand? You shouldn't even be having worried about kids if you're not married. What's the point? Like, you know, understand? You don't even know if this woman gonna be there too, right? You gotta vet these women too to make sure she not gonna effeminize your boy. You gotta vet the woman. Make sure that she, you know what I'm saying, on point. Yeah, you have to do that as a man. That's your job. Pick the right women. So you don't have to leave. So she don't be some evil witch, turn into some evil witch off the beat, like just flip the script. If she ain't like that, you know what I'm saying? She a real woman who want to be with you, she'll never do that. So, it's up to you, brothers, now. The ball is in your court. If you don't do something now, you're going to see a huge effeminization of black boys going on. If you look on media these days, in the media, like the movies, and I'm going to leave it at this, you starting to see more effeminization of black males. Look at what happened on the Eternals. You got all of the characters, but you got the big black male that he got to be kissing other men. You understand? You got always got to be some black male in the dress. You need to refuse them dresses because you got to understand the influencer you have. You need to refuse to put on that makeup. All of you Hollywood black celebrities who do that, I'm ashamed of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you did it at one point in time. I'm ashamed that you did that. But if you repent, you can, we can move on. But I'm like, bro, that you see the image that you're giving off. I don't care what what these other people say. It's all in fun what they tell you. You should have the enough sense to be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not promoting that type of image. Because every time you look at media these days, what you're seeing being promoted is interracial dating. Definitely they have the white male with the black woman following behind him, sniffing his dirty drawers. Then you have the on the back end, you have the black male who's either effeminate as hell, you understand, or he's either just not even there, not even present. So it's either he's effeminate or not, most of the time not present, or in some senses he'll be like he'll be in a position of power, but just be like the lone wolf, basically. This is how society is putting things in movies. Look at how I peep the subliminals because, I do scripts and film and things like that. I know. But this is what they promote. So black men, if you in Hollywood or doing something like that, you need to think about what you're doing. You create media, think about how you create it. It's in the ball is in your court, man. What do you want this world to look like for your son? Do you want him just basically to be in slavery in the mind? Like, again, if these effeminized males, raising effeminized males is not going to be good for your society. They're going to be dominated by stronger alpha males. Don't you get it? Or is that going over your head? I know you get that. God sees that again. And when he saw that city, he saw that as an abomination. He saw it fit. He had a desire to destroy it. Because again, these men, you could call it, these days you'll call it mental illness. These men were deranged. These men were sociopaths. These men were were unstable. They were unstable in their ways. When a man is a homosexual or effeminized like that, when you start doing that, you disrupt the natural relationships and harmony between him and other men. You understand? Now things start to become contractual and, it's looked at in a weird way. You break the pure bond that he develops with other men. That's just the truth. You understand? So you shouldn't do that. That's a horrible thing to do to a young boy. You understand? If he makes that decision as an adult to be that type of man, to live that type of lifestyle, then so be it. He made that decision. No one's saying it's not illegal. No one's harming anyone for doing that. Go ahead and do what you do quickly. But leave the children out of it, man. Because again, when you have these a group, just a large group of effeminized males in a society, the society's not gonna be in a good space, not gonna thrive. You think that's children's, you're not gonna be having good relationships. Children not gonna be born. You're gonna have disease to begin. You're gonna have a lot of promiscuity, a lot of foolishness going on, a lot of mental illness developing, a lot of aggression, microaggressions developing amongst men, just foolishness, just all out chaos. All out chaos. And I'm speaking of the future that you will see, especially in America, if you don't, if black men don't stand up and do something now, because it's already happening to white boys. You understand? And it's a lot of white men who don't like that. You understand? Salute to them. It's already happening, that, man. If you look in Asian countries, man, look at these Asian countries, Philippines, all that lady boyism and stuff like that is just, it's everywhere. It is. It's a big culture. So if you and it's happening more and more. But again, in this Western society, this is where a lot of it seems that where people come where just anything goes. Like there are like debauchery and any type of lifestyle, and just the promotion of these type of lifestyles is going on. So in America has a huge influence across the world. It's like the Rome of today, or the Babylon of today. So when you start to see, you're going to start to see that more often. You understand? That's why you're starting to see more trans women over here more often, man, more than you've ever seen. It's a huge increase. You've seen, and if you have eyes, you can just see that. You don't even need to get the statistics. You just have to have eyeballs. You understand? The media is promoting it. More media you're seeing promote it. You have to be the gatekeeper as the black man for your black boy, man. And that's it. That's just pretty cut and dry. The feminization of black boys has to be an agenda. It's God's chosen people are being attacked. I mean, the black people, those, the first progenitors of all of the races, they're being attacked out here in America. The straight white man is being attacked. Masculinity is being attacked. You understand? The straight Hispanic man is being attacked. If you're a straight Asian man, it's all being attacked. If you don't see, what happened to the Bruce Lees and all these things? You need more Asian men to have representation for themselves. That for young Asian boys to look up to. That's not effeminate. But let me stick to to my people though. But look, you have an agenda to go against masculinity. But they're demonizing the American white man, like the straight American, the red-blooded white man who fought for this country and stuff. They basically pull in the Order 66 on him. But the black man, he's public enemy number one. Because the straight American black man, we all know, hip hop and things like that, hyper masculinity influences him. Like you call it hyper masculinity, but I just call it just masculinity. But the streets is what causes him to have the hyper masculinity. That's why I say you need to take that element out of it and just have black men just be raised, by decent strong black men. They might be reformed Pookies and Ray Rays or whatever. Cool. That's even better. You know what I'm saying? They might be these men come ex-military. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? These be men who building stuff, tech guys, men who business moguls, men like who lawyers. Shout out to my dude, Dennis Sperling. Black men like him, raising decent, strong black boys. Hold it down, my brother. You understand? Peace and blessings to you, by the way. Shout out to people like that. Shout out to people like, what I'm saying? Just holding it down. That's what you need, man. We need that because that black boy's going to be attacked again. They know black women. It's a lot of black women who's trying to carry out the agenda of the white man. I mean, not just the white man, carrying out the agenda of America, man. Carrying out the agenda of the elites, because it's not just the white man. Let me get this in right context. It's don't get me wrong, white supremacy has a hand in what's destroyed a lot of black people and caused them to have to come from behind, and it's caused a lot of these things in its physical form. They've caused, like, historically they've caused racism and these things to go on. But right now it's on autopilot. So it's caused by the elites. It's the elites, these people with money. Now a lot of them are white. Yeah, a lot of them are. So this is the thing we have to fight against, man. They want to make you public enemy number one if you want to be a man. Do you want to grow up in your son to grow up in a society where he can't say what he wants? He can't do certain things. He can't naturally, he can't naturally be with a woman. He gotta feel bad if he don't want to talk to a man, a biological man that's dressed up like a woman, or masquerading as a woman. Or does he have to, grow up in a society where he gonna get thrown in prison if he do naturally stumble his pronoun and now it's a jail defense, man? You understand? No, you need to be raised in soldiers. Men. That's how men are. Like, at the end of the day, they don't have to be literal soldiers, going out there and fighting. But I'm saying you need to be instilling in them the values of men. These are the values of men. They have books written on this. You understand? So with that being said, it's your man, Nico B. I purposely wanted to make this video longer than most of my other videos, because this is an important video. The effeminization of black boys, and I'm talking black women. You need to make it a point not to, not to be just sleeping with dudes and anybody who's not an upstanding male, not a righteous male. Why are you following behind them? Just because they can drop some D on your head. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. You can get you a decent man who could do that for you. You're just going to take some vetting, and it's going to take you stepping your game up. It's not a problem, but don't worry about it. Just stop having these children while you do what you do. Stop doing that. If you're going to raise them, if you can't raise them, first of all, the first thing you need to do is pick a good father, the good seed. You know what I mean? And then you sleeping with gay men. Why are you doing that? Why are you sleeping with men who dibbling and dabbling in and out? That don't, like, a real man don't want to deal with you if you doing that. And all you doing is you normalizing this type of behavior, this foolishness. Dudes come, first of all, in 1 minute you shame a dude for being you try to shame straight men for being on the down low, but then you will go sleep with a gay man or sleep with a dude who have tendencies to go blow another dude or something like that, some silly stuff like that. Come on now. It's like, man, it's y'all have a hand in some of this stuff too. Again, it's a 50-50 split. When, no pun intended, when a man leave a split or leave, y'all split up, y'all both have a 50-50 responsibility in raising the boy and rearing him up to be a productive male in society. You understand? To be a and meaning that to also be able to produce a child and have a family of his own one day. To add to society, to add to the value of society. But again, this is something that us as black men is going to have to take a real stand on. I want to hear more of this, I want to hear more about this. Men who got children, what are you doing? Like, do you forget all this rhetoric talking about what women need to be? Women need to be empowered. You don't need to be talking about none of that right now. You need to get your boys, you need to be going against society in these avenues who try to prey on your children. All right? Especially young black boys. They're your public enemy number one. So what do you think is going to happen to your seed, man? Protect your seed. They want to go at that to get to you. That's how Satan is going to get to you. So you're going to have to really hunker down on that. That being said, it's your man, Nico B. This is the Black Effect Enterprise episode of the Black Effect. Peace and blessings. I'm gone.